So I made this daily math game called NUMERUS, and it's essentially a math game about the order of operations. So I'll show you what it looks like. So if you go to f39.design/numerous, you can get the URL in this post. I'll just post it there. So once I start the game, you can see that I have a solution up in the top left, so it's 4.5, and then there's these numbers, and you have to string the numbers together in order to create the solution 4.5, so in an equation. So this isn't right, but this would be 1 plus 9 times 2 minus 0 would be not 4.5, but you get the idea. And so you have to work within the order of operations in order to get the solution to be correct. So that's how you play the game. Okay, so I was talking with a friend about the order of operations, and there was one piece that they misunderstood about how the order of operations work that was precluding them from playing this game. So I'm going to show you kind of what that piece is. So, and if you didn't know this, it doesn't mean you're dumb or anything like that. It's actually kind of a confusing thing to wrap your head around. So we're going to start simple, and I'll do, let's say you just do 1 plus 2 and minus 3. So if you take 1 plus 2, that's 3, and then you take 3 minus 3, well, then you end up with 0. So, but you can swap this around, right? The order of operations, because as you have the order of operations, it's parentheses first, then you do exponents, and then you do multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So here, I'll just write that up here. That's PEMDAS. That's probably what you've learned if you were in the US, because you learned it this way. It's different in different countries. The acronym changes. So the game doesn't have parentheses in it, so we don't need that. Spoiler alert, only level 2 has exponents, so we can just not deal with that for the moment. And so the right way to say this, though, is multiplication, division, and addition, subtraction, because they are actually the same. You can swap them around. So here, imagine if we have this same equation, and so the way we'd say 1 is there's kind of an implied positive 1. It's not negative 1, it's positive 1. So we could just flip this around. We could put the negative 3 in the beginning, and we could say that negative 3 plus 1 equals negative 2, and then if you add 2, well, that equals 0. So you can flip these around, still reading them left to right, but you can flip them around, and it gets you the same answer, which is why they're on the same level. So it's actually not that addition comes before subtraction. They're actually the same. They're on the same level. So multiplication and division actually is the same thing as well. So multiplying by 1 is boring. So let's do 2 times 3 divided by 4. Kind of a weird one, but that's okay. So 2 times 3 is 6. 6 divided by 4, so 4 goes into 6 one time with 2 left over, so that'd be 2 over 4, and 2 over 4 is 1/2, so that'd be a 0.5, half of $1, 50 cents, right? So we'd say that's 1.5. If we then go and try and do the same trick where we move the things around, you'll see that it actually works. So we could say 3 divided by 4 times 2 is 3/4, so that's 75 cents, right? So that's 0.75 times 2. If you've got, instead of 3/4, you have 6/4. Well, it's $1.50. So it actually works this way. And here's what my friend was not understanding. They were trying to do this part first. They were trying to reorganize and say, here's the order of operations, but multiplication comes first, then division. So they're saying, okay, 4 times 2 is 8, and then 3 divided by 8 should also be 1.5, but it's not. 3 doesn't even go into 8 once, let alone 1.5 times. So, it would have to be, 8, and let me see, 8 over 8 would be 1, and then to get the 0.5, you'd say, what's half of 8? It's 4. So 4 and 8 would be 12. 12/8 is 1.5, not 3/8. So the order of operations has to be read from left to right. And it's not that multiplication comes before division. It's they're the same. So that's how that works. So armed with that knowledge, let's go back and figure out what the solution to this is. So spoiler alert, if you want to go and play this by yourself, then stop watching this, run away, go and play this and use that knowledge in order to solve this puzzle. But if we're going to solve the puzzle, what we really can see here is that 9 divided by 2 is our 4.5. But we need to figure out how to use the 1 and the 0. So let's just kind of put this out first. We'll say, great, 9 divided by 2, there's our 4.5. What we want to do next is we want to say, we want to add a 1 times 0. So if we look at this in the order of operations, we would say it's going to first do multiplication, division, then do addition, subtraction. So we don't have subtraction, it's just going to be addition. So first, division. There's our 4.5, 9 divided by 2. So you cut 9 in half, you get 4.5. Then we do multiplication, and 1 times 0 is 0. So ultimately, the way this is going to read is 4.5 plus 0. And that's the answer that we want in order to get 4.5. Hope you like playing this game. I made it, but I'm hooked on playing it. It's basically a daily math test. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's easy. But anyway, if you know anyone who's interested in this kind of daily recreational arithmetic, any of your nerd friends, please share it. And I hope you enjoy. Thanks.